Jean Martin in Quebec writes, "Hi, Paul." "Hi, Jean. I think I have a good system and I finally get really good soundstage and imaging. Now, what is the best way to get a larger sweet spot? Thanks for all your advice." Okay, well, everything we do in high-end audio setting up a system is a compromise. We know that. There's no such thing as a perfect system. This system here, Aspen FR30s, Power Plant P20s, BHK 600s, all this fancy stuff, AudioQuest cables, this is one of the better systems you'll ever have a chance to hear. But is it perfect? No, of course not. Can't be. There is no such thing as perfection. But we can get better and better. And this is tuned for that sweet spot, though this chair here and this chair here gets a pretty good image. So the way this was set up, if you'll notice, the FR30s, see how they have a little bit of toe in? And this is very speaker dependent. The Aspen series of speakers has a very, very even off-axis and on-axis response. Now, not a lot of speakers do. Some certainly do, but the vast majority don't. The vast majority have a pretty even on-axis response, which is the way speakers are normally measured. But doggone it, there goes my back again. Kills me. I don't know if you know, but I've got scoliosis, which is this rounding of the spine, and it pinches a nerve back here. And a pain in my, definitely a pain in my butt. All right, so sorry, if you see me wincing, that's what it is. Anyway, the off-axis response isn't generally as flat as the on-axis response. So for those kinds of speakers, good toe-in is really important. Otherwise, you're not going to get a good even frequency response. But for a speaker like the Aspen, where you have this even on and off axis response, you can get a pretty wide soundstage. And you do that by only a little bit of toe in. You could even do less. So if you were to toe this in even less, you would widen the soundstage. So the more toe in you get, the more specific it is to the sweet spot or the center, and the less toe in that you have, the wider the soundstage, but it's at the expense of specific imaging, which is always going to be a combination of a little bit of toe in and the kind of speaker that you have. So there's a lot going on there. You're gonna have to figure out how, just look up your speaker. They'll usually have a broad graph and they'll show the on-axis, off-axis response. If you're lucky enough to have even energy distribution on and off axis, then you can have a pretty wide sweet spot. Okay? Hope that helps. Thanks.